Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over news I missed. This week, United States President Donald Trump told media that Americans can expect a generous second stimulus check. Like the first round of checks, some of this money flowing into crypto could cause a short-term Bitcoin rally. And with the stimulus potentially coming while Bitcoin is consolidating below resistance, it could lead to a sizable breakout. The start of 2020 was rough for the entirety of the world. Months later, 19 happened, jobless claims, crypto market, stocks. It was clear the economy was in trouble, and it still is, but in an effort to keep markets from plummeting further, the Federal Reserve stepped in with stimulus money. Checks were issued to individual taxpayers at a rate of $1,200 per person. Other relief efforts were offered to small businesses and corporations and available for free phone cash and Bitcoin, crypto. For those of you who missed the news that happened a couple of months ago when these first round of checks were released, Coinbase, or the people from Coinbase, noted that a huge amount of purchases happened on Coinbase that were the exact equivalent of $1,200 US. So it was the belief that clearly people must have been buying Bitcoin on Coinbase or many other platforms in the exact amount for $1,200 because the first round of stimulus checks were also $1,200. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong saw a dramatic increase in Bitcoin purchases. Yep, I just said that. The data suggests that those who weren't immediately impacted by 19 put it into Bitcoin. The money may have flowed into crypto's market rather than covering bills or essentials like groceries. Always buy groceries and pay your bills first. Another round of stimulus checks could have a similar impact. Congress is discussing additional parameters for the next issuance of stimulus to prevent it from going into excess and keep it flowing to those who need it. So, as it stands right now, there's no real date for this. I think we saw like sometime around like autumn, or like not even half joking. Like I that was one of the time frames that I heard. Anyway, this is news I missed, so it's going to be the news that I missed. Will this have an effect on Bitcoin's price? Probably. Will this price bump? I don't know. I mean, it's more like, well, the first bump caused our prices to go up. If we're getting almost said genuous. What's genuous? What's the word he used? Stimulus? Generous. I was close. A generous check. Will it be like 2,000? Will it be 2,500? Will all that money flow into crypto? A lot of it, probably not all of it, but yeah, this is also very major news because as it stands right now, like I told you all like 3 months ago, the world would not be back to normal as it once was by now, and therefore something would have to be done. And I guess the thing that has to be done is giving people more money so that they can do stuff. Anyway, that's the stimulus Bitcoin potential rally stock market news for the day. And without, this is very awkward. And without further ado, let's move on. Where are the words? Jeez Louise. Next up, large XRP holders are doubling down by adding more XRP to their bags. This comes even as the XRP price remains stuck in the crypto abyss. In recent months, XRP has fared terribly when compared to Bitcoin. I wonder which coin they like on this website. Just wondering. XRP has fared terribly when compared to Bitcoin. There we go. Ether and other major cap cryptos. As Bitcoin entered a tight trading range, XRP has dropped lower and lower. Case in point, the digital asset has corrected downwards by 20% since May's high, and roughly 23 cents to trade at 18 cents at press time. Despite the dull performance, the large XRP investors have stuck to their guns with a determined accumulation. According to data provided by Ledger.exposed, a website created by XRPL's lead developer Vitsavind, large XRP investors have been heavily accumulating the altcoin. This information was publicized by the host of Better PR Now podcast, Mark Phillips, on Wednesday. There's a little tweet right there. This behavior by large investors suggests that a huge upward price movement could be brewing, and these investors are preparing to take advantage of such a move by increasing their positions. I'm going to tell you more likely what it probably is. This is now my opinion. A lot of people like XRP. A lot of people like Tron. A lot of people like Cardano. People are also liking Compound. A lot of people like Bitcoin. It's expected, logically, that when a bull market, crazy bull market does happen, all coins will benefit. That's how markets, I mean, the cryptocurrency market usually is. So I think it's simply just people who are really into XRP who are buying the XRP, the same exact way that we've seen the news reports of people who like really like Cardano have been accumulating massive amounts of Cardano. Same exact news with the Bitcoin bulls, whales collecting a lot. Same with Ether. And so I think it's just simply happening across the board. I don't think that, I mean, potentially, who knows what the future holds. I don't think that all these people are accumulating massive amounts trying to move the price. I think it's more so they believe in this coin, or they think this coin will get them the most amount of gains, and therefore this is why they're collecting it. You know, in the end, we will see who makes the most amount of money. But normally, or rather 2017-ly, you know, XRP went up, what was it, like 2, 3, 4, 14,000%. Like it was some ridiculous number. But at the same exact time, tons of other altcoins also did the similar thing. So there's a lot of news floating around right now. It's kind of across the board as far as like XRP not performing well. Will XRP go up? And these articles usually pop up when other coins are going down in price as well. Grown men writing articles about a cryptocurrency that is just numbers on a screen that they don't like. It's just the way of the cryptocurrency space. I think this will be around with us for a very long time. The point is, no, I don't think it's XRP is going to do something in the near term unless the entire market completely goes insane. But the same exact way, like, you know, like a lot of times, like it just won't be in the news and people will be like, why are you talking about the news about this company who's going to be doing so-and-so with this coin? They don't sound like that, but maybe they do. And it's like, you can't really, like, everyone has their own favorite coin, their own favorite thing that they're kind of like looking into. So people believe in different coins and they're accumulating the coins that they believe in will do the best over the long term. Like tons of people are buying tons of Chainlink and aren't buying any Bitcoin because they think that Chainlink is going to outperform Bitcoin. Tons of people are buying XRP because XRP outperformed Bitcoin in 2017. Tons of people are buying Bitcoin because they think Bitcoin's going to be it forever. It's just how the market is. So no real speculation, just kind of a realization about how people in the cryptocurrency space work, how they work. Anyway, that's the ZERP news. And let's move on. Next up, blockchain-based traceability platform VeChain will be used to power the issuance of a limited edition run of licensed Nike Air Max 1 shoes. Announced on the 24th of June, Australian shoemaker Chase Shield and retailer The Kicks Stand, that's with a Z, have partnered to produce a limited run of the sneakers, which are also based on Stussie's SB Dunk shoe that was launched in 2005. I have no idea what any of those words mean. The shoes will go on sale from the 28th of June and will be sold exclusively through Chase Shield's website. The Kickstand announced the upcoming limited release of the Air Max 1 inspired shoes on the 24th of June with a tweet emphasizing that the shoes will be traced using VeChain's Toolchain Suite and Thor blockchain. The Australian shoemaker first revealed that they were partnering with VeChain in November 2019, tweeting that the traceability platform would be leveraged to prove authenticity and fight counterfeit products. Chase Steel shoes are shipping with VeChain's tracking chip, which allows customers and retailers to access detailed product information by scanning a QR code. Cool. this is like the third time I've seen VeChain in the news in like 3 months. They're not that often in the news. I know people love VeChain. I know people are obsessed with it. They think it's going to be the it thing of the future. And VeChain popped up in the news, and I was like, oh, I can talk about VeChain because, you know, VeChain is never... The last time we got news about VeChain, I think they were working with Walmart in China to track like melons or something, or mangoes. I don't remember what it was, but that was VeChain as well. Anyway, yeah, VeChain has partnered with the kickstand to put tracking chips inside of Nike Air Max 1s. Next up, the European Union is looking to make headway in rule-making for digital finance. That is a very, very evil picture. Starting with digital currencies. A member of the European Parliament disclosed that they are preparing to introduce a new cryptocurrency regime, which will bring stricter regulatory oversight for global stablecoins like Libra. At the Digital Finance Outreach 2020, Valdis Dombrovskis opened that Europe should take the lead in making regulations for digital finance. Dombrovskis, who is the Vice President of the European Commission, responsible for the Euro and social dialogue. According to his statement, companies in Europe are leading the path in digital finance with the development of new technologies. Thus, now is the time for Europe to become a global standard setter by boosting its international presence. Dombrovskis went on to emphasize that cryptocurrencies would be the first sector to regulate closely because they're a huge threat right now, especially global stablecoins like Facebook's Libra. Security tokens are one other crypto that is regulated under European law. However, global stablecoins are not. He further emphasized that global stablecoins will possibly undermine monetary and financial stability. There we go. I like when they at least admit it. Overall, our approach will be proportionate and relate to the level of risk. That means lighter rules for less risky projects. Okay, sure. In the case of global stablecoins like Libra, their potential systemic role means our role will be stronger. I just kind of want Libra to launch already. Like, I just really want them to launch at this point, just so we can see exactly what's going to happen, because they're already not liked, and I assume they're going to get the complete smackdown by the time they try to officially launch sometime this year. Once again, I think this also ties into the conversation we've had before about Tether. I think there's a reason why Tether is now across like 7 different blockchains. I think they know what's coming. I know what's coming. For those of you who aren't aware, there's a reason why there's such a huge amount of movements right now amongst places when it comes to central bank digital currencies and clamping down on the Telegrams and the Kicks and the Libras and the any other coin you kind of want to say out there. It's because it stops people from using the terrible currencies that we already have right now. And as it stands, the world and the world's economy aren't looking too great, especially with the falsified numbers from the stock market. So just imagine if Facebook came out, and here's the entire crazy part that a lot of people don't really get. Like, Facebook Libra isn't just simply going to be like a coin that's going to be released. They're probably going to have an enormous amount of incentives for people to actually use this coin in a way that gives them or other people more of an incentive to use it. Like, imagine, like I said before, like, this was last June. It was a year. Imagine if Facebook releases this coin, Libra, in November or whenever they plan on doing it, and they make it so that if you want to buy stuff on Facebook Shop or Facebook something, like a place where, you know, where you can buy stuff with Libra, but you get like a 15% discount. Remember all the other companies who joined Libra, and I think 2 of them were Lyft and Uber. Imagine if, you know, you pay in the US dollar, your ride is $15.45. If you pay in Libra, it's $11.04. I'd rather pay with Libra. That's not me. That's the person taking the ride actually saying that. But it's kind of how things go. Like, you have more of an incentive in the very beginning. It's the same exact thing for do you remember? Maybe not. When PayPal first got started, one of their first main things is when you sign up to our platform, we'll give you free money. Oh, that sounds great. I love free money. Let me sign up to this free platform, get my free money. And then you start seeing it as a payment option and you go, oh, okay, well, I mean, I already have it, so I'll just start using it. And that's how it kind of goes. Imagine a situation. I mean, listen, they're making a worldwide currency. I'm pretty sure this has all gone through their head before. The issue is going to be is that when Libra does launch, and if it is successful, governments are going to rampage on it. The issue is money attracts money, so get prepared for a Google coin, an Amazon coin, and an Apple coin, because we've had rumors about them multiple times from sources. So they're probably also going to pop up as well. And then eventually we get to a place where governments are going to be like, hey, can you not do that? Because we know that these companies rule the world anyway. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting because a lot of the focus still remains on stable coins, because the idea is that Bitcoin simply isn't stable enough to be used as a currency, even though it's the 8th largest currency in the world. The other part being is that by the time Bitcoin does reach stabilization and is at around $500,000 a coin, it'll be you won't be able to get rid of it. I couldn't figure out how many uns or nots to throw in there, but I don't. Me and double negatives aren't the best of friends. Anyway, yeah, there's going to be more rules on crypto, particularly around stable coins and Libra. Sure, why not? Have at it. Go for it. Hope it's amazing. That's that news. And let's move on. What? That's a terrifying photo. Next up, Citadel 21, a Bitcoin cultural zine, has published a comic with hidden clues that could lead a reader to a bounty of 10 million satoshis. Dim Zion, a visual artist and Bitcoin enthusiast, created the crypto comic dubbed Bulltardia. Citadel 21 has so far published the first 2 episodes of the comic, which stars a honey badger named Bit, who has an elusive father named Satoshi. That sounds sad. Clues to unlock 10 million satoshis, worth roughly around $900 at the time of writing, will be hidden throughout the serialized story, which will be released across several months. Citadel 21 said, buried in this story that will unfold in the months ahead are hidden 12 keys that together will unlock 10 million satoshis. Dear reader, hodler, or no coiner, it doesn't matter. If you follow the badger through his deeds and capers, you may find his treasure buried in his story. At the heart of Bit's journey are hidden in the 12 keys to 10 million satoshis. This isn't the first time that we've seen a crypto puzzle dropped in front of us. We had the one before. There was a French artist. He made he graffitied somewhere and it had Bitcoin in it. And it's happened multiple times. People definitely do find this. I mean, it's 10 million satoshis. Who knows what that could be worth in about 10 years from now? Not even slightly a joke. Like, I mean, 10 years ago, did you see Bitcoin being worth as much as it is right now? Probably not. So who knows? I mean, 10 million satoshis might be worth 100K. Might be worth $1 million. Nobody knows because, that's the future. Nobody can see it. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin treasure puzzle honey badger bit Satoshi news. And let's move on. Next up, really funny because of the last story we were just reading. Central bank digital currencies could end up being a game changer for governments around the world. The Bank for International Settlements said in a new report. In its annual economic report published yesterday, the BIS, a body made up of 60 of the world's central banks, usually the BIS is normally known as the central bank, said that central bank digital currencies could amount to a sea change. Okay, that's not English. To tackle existing shortcomings central banks around the world face, central banks digital currencies can offer a new, safe, trusted, and widely accessible digital means of payment and go much further because they're worldwide and they can go around borders. The BIS added that competition among private sector intermediaries, new standards for safety, and continued innovation in payments, commerce, and finance could all be benefits of banks adopting CBDCs. CBDCs are different from other digital currencies such as Bitcoin, as they are issued and regulated by government institutions and are pegged to fiat currencies such as the US dollar or euro. A number of countries around the world are currently working to find out whether a central bank digital currency could be beneficial for their respective economies. They're all actively looking into it because the BIS and the IMF have come forward many times and said, oh no, like we're definitely going to be doing this. And other countries have come to them before and said, should we do this? And they were like, no, hold off. And then a month and a half later, they decided to do it anyway. Of course, it says right here, or rather, people keep saying that it's not, CBDCs are not a reaction to things like Libra. Of course they are. For those of you who were not here last year, there was the discussion of a central bank digital currency was nowhere. Japan was the first country to announce that they were thinking of making a digital currency, and the IMF said, nope, sit back down. Libra's news came out that they were going to be launching, whenever Libra planned on launching. When that news came out, the world went insane, and the discussion simply became, when and how can we create these central bank digital currencies fast enough? Listen, we are at some point in the future going to have a central bank digital currency world. I'm expecting all of them to be garbage, and I don't mean that as half a joke. They're still going to be pegged, or still going to, they're just going to be digital fiat. That's all it's going to be. They're still going to be hyperinflationary. We're going to have tons of problems when we do have more stock market crashes and they simply freeze everyone's money so that there's no capital outflow. And I assume it's still going to be very frictioned as far as sending payments around the world. I think it will not be as bad as it currently is right now, but it's always going to have to hit multiple third parties just to make sure that the transactions are actually happening and that they're safe and that they're okay and that they're so-and-so. It has always, remember, it has nothing to do with it being safer, trusted, or more widely accessible for me or you. It's so that they can track all transactions. That's how money works now. Because especially during 19, they've been trying to have an enormous amount of power grabs. And this may be the ultimate one. But as it stands, and hopefully it continues, decentralized currencies are apparently here to stay. In one of my favorite news stories, if I can ever find the words. Oh, there we go. John McAfee, the popular cryptocurrency personality, has been on tabloids countless times for publicly endorsing and promoting digital currencies, and most recently, the founder of the Ghost privacy token has just branded XRP as worthless. Although this was never the initial subject of his tweet, rather this was among his many responses to curious cryptocurrency users who responded to a video he posted to Twitter, which he titled, "A Cryptocurrency Primer for Those Who Know Nothing About It." In the 2 minutes and 18-second long clip, John can be seen urging the general public to educate themselves on cryptocurrencies. When asked what he thought of the world's fourth most valued digital currency, XRP, was McAfee put on a short and straightforward response, and he said, worthless. So, Mr. McAfee has been a relatively interesting figure within the cryptocurrency space for a while. For those of you who were not here in 2017, he was a huge part of the hype train that many believe caused, or at least portion of the cause, as to why the market rallied. Why? Because Mr. McAfee had a thing called Coin of the Day, where on Twitter, he would talk about a coin every day. And we found out that he was being paid a hefty, the estimates were anywhere from 10 to 50,000 per tweet per day to talk about a different coin over the course of a year. And they were all garbage. So I usually take what others say in the cryptocurrency space with a grain of salt as it is, but I thought I'd touch on this one because of how absolutely fantastic that it is. And for those of you who have who are rubbing your hands together and saying, yeah, XRP is garbage because McAfee said so, let us not forget what John McAfee said just a couple of weeks ago. It says Bitcoin is worthless, says John McAfee after predicting it would hit 1 million US dollars. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. A lot of you didn't know that. John McAfee has said that Bitcoin is complete garbage. No one should be using it. And this is mainly because, anyone? It's because a couple of years ago, he said that by the end of this year, 2020, Bitcoin would be over $1 million per coin. And if it was not, he doubled down. Type in McAfee double down. Like you can, it's all over the place. I think he doubled down and said it would be like 2 million or something like that. He said if it wasn't $1 million per coin by the end of this year, he would eat his own giblets. Yep, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And as it is, I mean, it's relatively clear, math, Bitcoin could, I mean, anything could happen. Like my phone could start floating. I could learn Japanese in a day. These things could happen. Bitcoin could go from 9,000 to around 1 million in about a 5-month span, but it's probably not going to happen. So, I saw some people posting some stuff like this, but it was really touted as this man who knows everything about the cryptocurrency market and has been around for quite a long amount of time has said that XRP is worthless and therefore it is. No, that's not how it works. We've also, and I love that the internet is a thing because you can find tons of people. I think McAfee also said something in 2017 that Bitcoin was also worthless, and then he changed his tune when the market started rallying back up. You can find tons of people saying in 2016 that Ethereum was worthless, Ethereum was going to zero, Ethereum wasn't going to go anywhere. By the time it hit 1400, a lot of these people were like, oh, Ethereum's it, Ethereum's a new coin. It happens all the time. It just kind of is what it is. Anyway, that's the McAfee XRP Bitcoin news. Don't ever, I mean, whatever, live your life, do as you so choose, but just anyway, let's move on. Next up if you want to news, veteran crypto exchange Bitfinex has announced an open source peer-to-peer data streaming platform that will allow users to share media across a decentralized network. The code for Bitfinex's Dazar, that is Bazaar with a D, meaning I assume decentralized Bazaar protocol, has been uploaded to GitHub, describing a decentralized network in which distributed node operators store the information shared among users. In an announcement, Bitfinex stated that the platform's creation was motivated by the increasing reliance on centralized platforms such as search engines, social media, and messaging apps to facilitate the sharing of data and media. Bitfinex describes the Dazar platform as a crypto-powered protocol for monetized data streaming. The technology was developed as an extension to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's licensed Hypercore protocol, a distributed append-only log characterized as comprising a lightweight blockchain crossed with BitTorrent. I'm going to tell you something right now. It says buyers and sellers connect over the platform via cryptographic identifier, or a Dazar card, with sellers able to purchase streams using crypto assets or credit cards. Understand, if you've never paid attention to why many people previously attacked Bitcoin and decentralized networks, this is going to be a platform where it's going to be decentralized, and I guess to a larger extent, untakedownable. The stuff that's going to be posted on here is going to be wild. Just understand that. We already have other platforms where you're able to buy what you want, and governments don't care for those. So just use your imagination as to what's going to happen here. I'm wondering how this is going to work as far as, hear me out, this is tied to the Bitfinex name. It is going to be open source and decentralized, meaning that, you can't, untakedownable, and people are going to be able to list, purchase, put what they want on this platform, as it is a streaming sharing platform. I'm assuming that that's how it's going to work. When it gets wild, and some of the stuff on there is wilder than expected, I assume there's going to be a clampdown. This is just my assumption. I've been in crypto since 2012. And if you've been here for about a year, year and a half, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Governments don't care for stable coins. Imagine a place where you can post anything you want. Coming back to the first point, it's still tied to the Bitfinex name. So I wonder how that's going to, that's why I was like, I mean, if you want to, I think this would have been interesting if, it had been done, not anonymously, but, if there was no real name tied to it, because, yeah, we'll see in about a year. These platforms tend to be very popular, as it were. I mean, we'll see. And in the future, it's also expected that Ethereum will have something like this as well, that there will be decentralized marketplaces and decentralized, what's it called? Platforms where you can post similar to posting on here. However, you'll be able to post whatever you want, and we're in for a wild future. Anyway, that's the Bitfinex open peer-to-peer stream Dazar protocol. Oh boy, and without further ado, let's move on. And to finish things off, apparently Decentraland has launched. And it's a real twist on the idea. Decentraland, the first metaverse to be built on a blockchain, is now open for business. Ever since the Argentina-based team raised $25 million in an ICO in 2017, much of the blockchain community has been eager to enter the matrix. Yeah, for those of you who've never seen the movie Ready Player One, it's like a video game world place where you can kind of do whatever you want, and you can fight people, and you can meet new friends, and you can do all this other stuff. What's interesting about Decentraland is that you can like buy land. I mean, there are many platforms like this, but Decentraland, I believe, was the very first one that kind of popped up. And this digital land is worth money, and it's worth Bitcoin, and people are swapping their land back and forth. And in 2017, people were buying parcels of land for $200 and then later selling them for $8,000 because the hype was incredibly real. But apparently it's now launched. So, I mean, there wasn't really much news about this. I guess maybe it was like in beta before. I'm not really sure, but now it's just kind of there. Yeah, one of the places is called The Club. Sure, why not? Here's kind of what it looks like. It's very fascinating. I think I tried playing it once. No. When I was looking at it, I was trying to see how much the land was going for. That was the thing I did, and I was looking at people's photos, and I think people made other videos of like them walking through Decentraland. It's fascinating. I assume that these platforms are going to be here to stay. I can't tell you if Decentraland will be here forever, but you better believe these are going to be some of the most popular. Like if you've never seen Ready Player One, just watch Ready Player One. It's basically going to be like that in about 10 years. Yeah, it says anyone can log into Decentraland for free, wander around as a guest. If you want to claim a name for your avatar, this will cost you 100 mana, or around $4 at the time of writing. I kind of want to make one. That sounds like it could be fun. I wonder, I think I might make one. I'm going to try and see. I'm going to see if it's easy to make, if it's not too clunky. It could, could be fun. Anyway, yeah, Decentraland has launched. Kind of cool. See how it turns out. Methinks that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed my news I missed, because it's usually a doozy. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.